know what it is, man. All right, so today I'm here to teach you guys how to calculate macros. All right, guys. So in calculating macros, you got three phases you're gonna go through. You got the bulking phase, you got the maintenance phase, and you got the cutting phase. All right. The first thing y'all need to understand is that it's two essential macros that you gotta have. That if you don't get those in, you're gonna fucking die. All right. That's fat and that's protein. You gotta have those in, and you gotta have a certain amount. All right. You can't think you're just gonna get what you want. Now, if you lifting weights and you trying to build muscle, there's a certain amount of protein that you need over, say, a person who just goes about living their life and, just trying to be healthy. All right. So essentially what you got is, if you got a certain amount of protein that you need for your skin, your hair, and cell turnover and all that bullshit, right? So you got to have a certain amount of protein. So even if a person doesn't work out and not trying to build muscle, they still got to have a certain amount of protein for their hair, skin, and all that, cell turnover and all that. So they got to have a certain amount of protein just for that. If you're not working out, that amount of protein you need, guys, is very low. I mean, very low. I mean, you probably talking for a 200-pound man, probably can live off of 50 or 60 grams of protein and be healthy. I mean, I'm just being honest, guys. You don't need that much protein. I know the supplement industry done pushed all that fucking protein on you and all this, that, other. But if you're a 200-pound man, unless you solid muscle, which I know most of you guys are not gonna be, I guarantee you 60 grams of protein a day is all you would need to be healthy and survive and all this and that other. If you're trying to build muscle, you're going to need a little bit more, but not much more. But what I like to give guys and what I think is a safe amount to, and not overdoing it, is 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. Lean, that's the key word, lean. All right, if you 200 pounds and you 20% body fat, that does not mean you get 200 grams of fucking protein. All right. That means you get 160 grams of protein. If you're 20% body fat and you're 200 pounds, that means you're carrying 40 pounds of fat. That means 160 grams is more than enough. That's really more than what you need, but just to be on the safe side, 160 grams is more than enough. I don't give a fuck what supplement company you done read that told you need 2 grams per pound of lean body mass. You don't need no fucking 2 grams a body weight to build no fucking muscle. That's some shit that they push down you so you buy supplements. You don't need that fucking much protein. 160 grams is more than a fucking enough. More than a fucking enough. Like I told you, really, realistically, you probably could build muscle off 100 grams of protein a day. I'm just being realistic, guys. Trust me, guys in prison are not getting no fucking 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. Guys in jail do not get a gram per pound of lean body mass, and they seem to be fine with muscle to me. All right, I don't think that when you in jail, the county or the prison come by and ask you what's your lean body mass so they can make sure your protein requirements are getting met. And those guys seem to build muscle just fine. So you don't need no fucking 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. But just to be on the safe side, just do 1 gram per pound of lean body mass if you free. All right, if you free and you can eat 1 pound of lean body mass, do that. All right, the other macro that you need that's essential that you will fucking die if you don't get is fat. Now, the safe fat to get is 0.4 of your lean body mass. So that means that if you're 200 pounds and you're 20% body fat, that means that you would do 0.4 times 160, which would give you 64 grams of fat. That's how much you need to maintain your weight. If you was bulking, you can go to 0.5, which would mean that you eat 80 grams of fat. All right. Any fat over that, you're not gonna get no extra benefits. Not like you're gonna get an extra hormonal boost from eating more fat. All right. So you want to do 0.4 if you're maintaining your weight, 0.5 if you're bulking. All right. Now you need the fat for your hormone production. Now, guys, once upon a time when I was dieting, I tried to go to 0.3, and I did that shit for an extended period of time, and I was having a hard time getting a fucking erection. Don't do that fucking shit, all right? So I know fat is easy to cut because it carries the most calories per gram, but you still need a certain amount for your hormone production. All right, and you're gonna start getting fucking weak too if you don't have your fucking fat on point. All right, so make sure you have your fat on point, because a lot of guys think they start losing strength because of their protein requirement. They start losing strength because of fat too low. All right, you gotta have fat regulation testosterone. All right, you gotta have fat. All right, and make sure, I know you watch TV and read books and stuff, and they try to make saturated fat so bad. Yeah, if you eating a fucking 100 grams of saturated fat, but you do need a certain amount of saturated fat for hormonal production. All right, 30% of your calories should be coming from saturated fat. All right, so you got your fat, and you got your protein. Now, guys, carbs, you fill in with the carbs. The reason you want to do these last, because now that you have met your protein and fat, now you fill in the carbs depending on your body type. If you're ectomorph, you're going to be able to get away with more carbs. Mesomorph, you better get away with a few carbs. And endomorph, you're obviously going to be very light on carbs. Now, guys, what I found out from working with guys, that whether they're ectomorph or mesomorph or endomorph, the safe number to start with, just to see where you at as far as your metabolism, is 300 grams of carbs. All right, unless you're just morbidly obese or something like that. But 300 grams of carbs is a safe bet. And even if you are morbidly obese, 300 carbs is not going to do nothing. 300 carbs is not a lot of carbs for a man. All right, it's not a lot of carbs for a man. So 300 carbs, and just see what your body do. So if you're ectomorph and you take 300 carbs, take it on Monday, and the next Monday see what your weight did. Did you gain 2 pounds, lose 2 pounds, whatever the case may be? Then act accordingly. If you lost 2 pounds, then obviously you might want to go up to 400, 500 grams of carbs. If you gain 2 pounds, which I doubt, but let's hypothetically say you did, then you might want to cut it to 150 to 200 grams of carbs and see what that does. That's how you find out where you at, guys. It's called trial and error. All right, it ain't no exact science. You got to play around with it. But once you set your protein, which is going to be 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, and your fat, which is going to be 0.4 or 0.5, just depending on which one you're doing, maintaining or bulking. You don't go no lower than 0.4, even if you couldn't. 0.4, as low as you go. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth not having an erection trying to get leaner. Any more the fat than you need from that, you need to either drop your carbs more or do more cardio. But whatever the case may be, do not drop your fat no lower than that. You need at least 0.4 to keep you healthy with your hormones. All right. Another reason, guys, why you don't want to go too high in protein is because the higher you go in protein, the more vegetables you're going to have to eat, which is not bad. But hey, if you sit over here eating 250 grams of protein, that means that I got to be really cutting back on the carbs. So I might be over here eating 150 grams of carbs and 250 grams of protein. Well, it seems like to me, I'd rather have 160 grams of protein and 250 grams of carb. Which one seems like it's going to be the more tastier meal? 150 grams of protein and 250 grams of carbs, or 250 grams of protein and 150 grams of carbs? Which one say they the same amount of calories, but which one seems like it's gonna taste the best? All that protein with vegetables, or you over here and you able to eat some rice and some pasta and some stuff like that? So the point being, guys, is that's another reason why you don't want to go too high on the protein, because the higher you go on the protein, the lower you got to come with the carbs, which is gonna make your fucking diet disgusting. All right, so you want to keep your protein at about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. That way you ain't got to be sitting over here eating a whole fucking day of vegetables with no fucking oatmeal, no rice, no bread, no nothing. You got to eat all fucking vegetables, which is not going to be something you can sustain long term. All right, so now let's hypothetically say, that's how you set your calories. Now, let's hypothetically say that you couldn't. Well, I'll get more into this, and I'll do the cutting in another video. All right, I'll do the cutting in another video. But so that's how you set your macros, guys. So 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, 0.4 of your lean body mass times your body mass. That's gonna give you your fat. and now you just gotta figure out through trial and error. Like I said, guys, a good starting point is 300 carbs, and just see what your body do. Did you gain 2 pounds? Did you gain a pound, lose a pound, whatever, and move it accordingly, all right? It don't matter if you ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph. 300 carbs is not a lot of carbs. Just see what your body does, and from there, if you gain weight, lost weight, move your carbs accordingly. All right, guys. And also, guys, once you set your carbs, make sure that you get enough vegetables to make sure you're full. But I'll talk about that more on the cutting video. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow so I can go in depth on that. I just wanted to show you guys how to set your macros right now. When I go into the cutting diet, I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. All right, guys. Ask questions down below. Guys, I got a whole list, so don't worry. I'm gonna get to your question. I already got like 30 questions, so give me time. I'm gonna get to them. I'm just starting to tell them I'm gonna be on here posting every day. Write down what you below, and I add it to my list. Like the video, share the video, comment below. I'll holler at y'all next time.